VA4 presentation, and as you can see it's on the respiratory system. So we'll start off with the structure of the respiratory system. So we'll go from top to bottom, so where it first enters the body and then where it goes last and then goes back up and comes out of the body. So we'll start off with the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is behind your nose, and it's a big space that will help you intake air. And you need this because if you don't have this big space, if you have a smaller space, you won't be able to intake as much air as normal. So you won't be able to get as much oxygen into the body, so it won't be able to be as efficient as what it would be. We'll go on to the pharynx. The pharynx connects your nasal cavity and your mouth, and then it will connect it to the esophagus and trachea. And this is important because it will connect it all up, otherwise it would have just blocked off and not be able to go through your body. We'll then move on to the larynx. This is a little organ in your throat, just before your epiglottis and trachea, and then this will help you to produce speech. So I'm using my voice box right now to talk to you. Epiglottis. The epiglottis is a little flap of tissue that will cover either the esophagus or trachea, depending on whether you're breathing or eating. So you know when you swallow and you cough a little bit, that'll be a little bit where your epiglottis hasn't got over it fully. So it'll go down the trachea and you're coughing it back up to regurgitate it out of your trachea. The trachea is the big tube that will connect your upper, so all of the organs that I've just spoke around your head, that will kind of bring it down into the lungs. And you need that just for transportation, so it's just easier to be able to have one long tube instead of those little tiny tubes. The trachea then breaks off into two bronchi, so this is like a smaller trachea, and this makes sure that you get air to both lungs. So that'll help with your respiration because you'll be able to get more air into both lungs, so you're not working from one lung. Then we'll move on, it moves on to the bronchioles, so the bronchi break off into smaller bronchioles, and this helps to cover all of the lung. So you get it all of the lungs, so all the surface area is covered. So your body will be able to make more energy than what it would be without these bronchioles. We have your lung. Your lung is the major organ that does it. It does the respiration. It brings in the oxygen and removes the carbon dioxide with help of other muscles and little structures that are inside. And this little structure is an alveoli. Alveoli are little sacs, like grape-sized sacs, that will help you to that have a larger surface area. So your lung will be bigger on the surface area, so you'll be able to do more gaseous exchange, which I'll go on to explain later. So I'll move on to the lung structure. Okay, so we have the lobes to start off with. There are 5 lobes. There are 3 in your right and 2 in your left. Your left has 2 due to the fact that your heart is on the left, so you make something called a thoracic cavity. So the thoracic cavity is a little notch inside your lung that will help to, or it's a little notch that makes your lung smaller, that will help to house your heart. So that's the reason why you've only got 2 lobes in your left lung, because it's smaller in surface area and size than your right lung. And what these lobes help to do is, if any damage happens to a lobe, your lung can shut it down. It won't use that lobe, but it will continue to use the rest of them. Obviously, I've talked about the alveoli before. We'll move on to the pleural membrane, and this splits into 3 different parts: the visceral pleura, the parietal pleura, and the pleural cavity. This will help you to, it separates the inside of the lung from the outside of the lung, so it stops the air going, leaving the lung easily, and then it will stop. It will help to reduce damage to your lungs if you take any big impact and stuff. And the pleural cavity is a little bit in between both your visceral and your parietal pleura, and this will just carry liquid around. They'll help to lubricate both sides and help the air get around. The visceral floor is your inner membrane, and this has to be very smooth so the air doesn't cause any friction and it doesn't cause any problems when you're breathing. And the parietal flora has to be, it also has to be quite smooth so that it doesn't avoid sticking to any outside muscles or any outside bones or anything. We'll move on to the respiratory functions. So the main function of the respiratory system is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide in for oxygen and out of the body for carbon dioxide. It's achieved through the use of hemoglobin. So when oxygen comes in, it'll bind to this hemoglobin, creating something called oxyhemoglobin, which will get taken around the body to your working muscles to help with respiration. Alveoli play a key role in the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Alveoli is where this gaseous exchange happens, and as I've alluded to, I will explain gaseous exchange on the other slide, but basically it's oxygen going into your bloodstream and carbon dioxide coming out of your bloodstream. So you've got your lung volumes here, the meanings are there, but I will go into a bit of detail. So your tidal volume is the amount breathed in per normal breath. So under no special conditions, as I'm breathing now, it will be my tidal volume. Your inspiratory reserve volume is the amount of space that you can inhale after breathing in. So say I inhaled like my normal tidal volume, I can then continue to inhale more, and that will be my inspiratory reserve volume. And then the expiratory reserve volume is the exact same thing except breathing out. So I can breathe out like my normal tidal volume, and I'll breathe out more, and then that's my expiratory reserve volume. Vital capacity is the maximum amount of air that I can breathe in during one breath. This is the inspiratory reserve volume plus my tidal volume, so it'll be bigger. And then my residual volume is the amount of air left in the lungs, because after exhalation, the lungs don't want to deflate fully. They'll keep a little bit of air in there to stop them from collapsing in on themselves. So this will help you to keep your process very smooth and efficient. Your total lung capacity is your residual volume plus your vital capacity. And that's the amount of air that can be in your lung at any point in a given time. So my total lung capacity now would be different to my total lung capacity now, and etc. etc. This is a graph for a normal person. As you can see, their tidal volume is just their normal breaths, and then they've taken a normal breath and then breathed in more for their inspiratory reserve volume. And then when they exhale, they've exhaled like a normal breath, then exhaled more to make their expiratory reserve volume. And then obviously it keeps the residual volume to keep your lung a little bit inflated, to make sure that it will still be able to inflate and deflate more. You've got your inspiratory capacity, which is the amount that you can breathe in one breath. This is your inspiratory reserve and your tidal volume added together. Then your vital capacity is the amount of breathing that you can breathe in per breath. So it will come from the bottom of your expiratory reserve volume and then go all the way to the top of your inspiratory reserve volume. And your functional residual capacity is your residual volume and your expiratory reserve volume just added together. This is the amount of air that you can have in your lung before you breathe out. When you breathe out with a normal breath. That's your total lung capacity. This is just your tidal volume, your expiratory volume, your inspiratory reserve, and your residual volume added together. That'll just make your total capacity of air at one given, if you use like your vital capacity or your max inspiratory volume. So we'll go on to the controls of breathing. So your respiratory centre will control your respiration. This is found in the medulla oblongata, which is the top of your spinal cord, which connects your brain, so it's around about there. when an increased level of carbon dioxide is in the blood, your acidity levels will rise, and this control centre will detect this, and or cells in the body will detect this and then send it to the respiratory centre. Then it will send, the respiratory centre will process this, then send an electronic signal to the rest of your body to breathe in, which will kick in your diaphragm and your intercostal muscles, and this is done through phrenic nerves. It will increase the rate of respiration, increase the oxygen intake, and increase the carbon dioxide loss. This will reduce the acidity in your system. It will just increase the amount of oxygen you intake during respiration. Diffusion, this is also known as gaseous exchange. This is the movement of substances across a concentration gradient. So, say I sprayed a bottle of perfume over there. Over there you wouldn't detect much until diffusion kicks in, and then it would move across so that all of it is spread out evenly in this room. That's basically what it is. It's high concentration to low concentration until it reaches equilibrium. So when your body intakes oxygen to your alveoli, the high amount of oxygen in your alveoli will cause diffusion between your bloodstream, because your bloodstream will have a high concentration of carbon dioxide and a low concentration of oxygen, and your alveoli will have a high concentration of oxygen and a low concentration of carbon dioxide. So they'll then exchange these two gases until it reaches equilibrium, and then it will output the carbon dioxide and then take the oxygen around the body. The mechanics of breathing. So for inspiration, which is the inhalation of air, your exterior intercostal muscles will contract. The reason why it's your exterior and not your interior intercostal muscles is because muscles can only pull. So instead of your interior muscles pushing out, your exterior muscles can pull out. So this will make the cavity between your lung and your ribs more. So this will reduce the amount of pressure. So your lungs will intake air to fill out this pressure, and then the diaphragm gets flatter to be able to keep the air in. When you're doing expiration, it's breathing out, and then your diaphragm will have a big push, and then that will push your air out, and then due to the fact that your lungs are very elastic, they will go back to their original shape, and then your interior intercostal muscles will pull in instead of your exterior intercostal muscles pushing in, because muscles can only pull in, and as it says there, the air is pushed out by the diaphragm. That is the end of my slideshow. Thank you for watching.